Hey guys, Nick T here, going to be doing a review today of the Plume RDA. This is going to be the clone version by Tobacco. Let's go ahead. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another Vape Now, Vape Proud. As I said before, I am Nick T. Decided to go for the wife beater look today. Show off my tattoos and all that good stuff, even though the majority of them are pretty terrible. But hey, whatever. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Plume RDA. This one came from VAPE, which they do have an online shop and also are on eBay. I bought this particular one about a month and a half, 2 months ago. 2 months ago? 2 months ago. And it was for $19.99. I know you can get them for a cheaper price from the same vendor probably right now, more than likely. But as the vaping world progresses, so do the devices, the atomizers, everything. I've been experimenting with it all, and I think pretty much from now on, unless of course if you want to send me something that has the replacement heads in it, the non-rebuildables, I'll be more than happy to review them. Hey, maybe it'll be something that I'll end up using from now on. I mean, it just is always progressing. Every single week there's something new and bigger coming out. With this Plume Veil, I'm going to go ahead and rebuild it to something that this box will actually use. This is a DNA 30 box. I'm going to try to build this at about a 0.6 to 0.8. Originally I was going to do 20 wraps, but I think the strands that I have are a little bit short. So I'm going to go ahead and do 12 wraps with each one. That should probably get me around 0.7, 0.6 ohm right there. But yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, I've been using nothing but rebuildables. And I think that this is pretty much the way, at least as of right now, before the government entities really start getting involved, this is how the vaping world is going to progress. Of course, you've seen this in a couple of my other videos, but I remember, and I mentioned this before in just a video a couple weeks ago, that you know, there was that one point between when rebuildables started getting real big and sub-ohming started getting kind of big, that I was kind of like, well, fuck that. I don't want to blow my face off. I'm not even going to touch that shit. Well, it's pretty much all I'm touching now. I just kind of wanted to show you a little build that I did here. This is, funny enough, on a K100. This is one of my favorite mechanical mods that I've ever used. With the Tobe Addy, it's a single coil, but it's a little bit different. I don't know if you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Oh, not really. But this is a parallel coil build. Heck, let me drip some more juice on here as well, too. I'm going to use some of my cinnamon custard, which I know custard vapes are getting some flack right now as well, too. But I'm really experimenting with higher ohm builds and really low ohm builds. This is a 0.2, a 0.2 ohm build. Let me just take a little vape off of it for you. Woo! But and you know, the reason why I show you that is to kind of show you that definitely in the vaping world right now, I am not very close-minded. Now, one thing that I want to preface, and you know, before I show you this one, or before I even show you any other rebuildables from here on, if this is not at your pace, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. You know what? I used Cardo tanks for, you know, a good 2 years, and I was perfectly fine with them. Don't feel pressured to get into the rebuild game because it is the thing of the future, like I had said before. But I definitely want to show you more of a safer way to do it. That's why I'm going to be building, you know, something that this can really handle, that this necessarily could not. So this is hopefully going to help out some people that maybe you're just getting into rebuildables or who want to do them a little bit safer. But either way, I know it's been 5 minutes already, so this is going to be the normal long-ass video from me. So let's go ahead, dive down. Let's take a close look at the Plume. Okay, so before we get into the Plume veil here, let me go ahead and have a vape. I haven't had one in a while. Okay, now, really quickly, before I go any further, I was planning on doing a rebuild part of this. As you can see, I have all of my rebuild stuff here. I got my 26 gauge Canthal, got my screwdriver, my tweezers, my ohm meter, everything to go ahead and rebuild this thing. However, for some reason, when I'm filming the rebuild part of this video, my camera decides it wants to shut down every single time. So I'm hoping it actually even gets through this part. We'll go ahead and see how it goes. But just to let you know, I have built this coil. I'll go ahead and show you the resistance on it here in just one moment. It's obviously a dual coil, 12 wraps using a 26 gauge Canthal. And the reason why I'm doing it so high is because I'm actually going to be using it on this. Plus, I've been trying to test and test with higher ohm builds with these as well too, because in reality, yes, this can go down to about 0.4, 0.3, but you kind of want one of these 30-watt devices to be at a higher ohm anyway. So we'll go ahead and check the ohms. I'm thinking it's probably about 0.8. But anyways, let's go ahead and, it's hard to do on camera. Here's the top cap. Now, as you'll see, there's going to be 2 air holes here. No, they're not fill holes. I'm sure you can certainly try to use it for it, but it probably will make a little bit of a mess considering there's actually an insulator that goes in here. As you'll see, there is threading for that insulator to go in, which we'll go over that in just one moment. Now, you'll see 1, 2, 3 slits in this bottom cap. This is going to be for your adjustable airflow as well too. So there's airflow here, there's airflow here. Now good lord, I'm looking straight through my camera by the way while I'm doing this. This is the insulator that actually goes into it. You actually end up sticking your drip tip through this end right here. As you can see, it's a little bit used. I've been using this product quite a bit, so that's to be expected. So basically, we'll start to build this. We'll go ahead and take this insulator, just go ahead and get it with the threading. Now I'll go ahead and screw it all the way up so you guys can see how far it'll go. So it can go all the way up to there. Now if you do go up to here, this is basically going to close off the airflow channels that are right here. So if you're a maximum airflow kind of guy, kind of like me, I would go ahead and just screw it back down. Now, one thing that I will tell you is that it's a little bit easier to do it with a drip tip like this. Now, keep in mind, this clone does not come with a drip tip. But as you can see, you can just adjust it with your drip tip. It goes up and down. See, for me, I kind of like to have it right about there. So it's not the maximum airflow on the top. Oh, maybe a little bit further down. Yeah, about there. So, I may not be getting the maximum amount of the top holes, but I'm definitely going to be getting the maximum amount of everything else. So let's go ahead and go to the top cap. Now, on this clone, it does have the Plume Veil logo, AetherTech, Los Angeles, California. We all know that with this clone, it's from Tobacco. We know Tobacco is not even close to LA. I would prefer this to actually be off. In fact, I'm thinking about taking a sandblaster and actually sanding this off here and in a later date, like I did with my my toe batty. But as you can see, there is an airflow slot there. There is an airflow slot there. There are 3 little holes right on the sides. This is actually also airflow, which we'll go over that here in just a moment. Let me go ahead and put on this top cap. It is so difficult to find this stuff while I'm actually looking through it. So let's go ahead and put this in, kind of show you how the airflow goes. Now, while it's on the top cap, you can, or while it's on the atomizer itself, you can actually adjust this from the base by kind of holding it like that and doing this. Now, here you'll see it's in dual coil mode, so dual air hole mode. Both of those air holes are open. Take this, turn it a little bit. Oh, hello, kitty. And then this one I think is still, yeah, this one's going to be more of a single coil mode. So the reason why you're seeing those slots is because of the airflow. It is adjustable airflow. So let's get it back to a dual coil setting. And that looks like, yeah, it's going to be about good. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the atomizer itself. As you can see, this is gold plated. It does have a 4-post design rather than the 3-post, so you can actually do dual coil sync here relatively easy. Now there is a pin on the bottom. It is adjustable as well too. Just to kind of show you, let me grab a flathead screwdriver. Nope, that's Phillips. Let's grab a flathead. Just show you how this goes. Boom. Okay. So that is going to be an adjustable pin on here. Now all of this is gold plated except for the middle posts, which actually those are stainless, just plain stainless steel. Now, one thing that you may notice on this part of the atomizer by the O-rings, you see how it's all gold plated there? You see how it's not? I've had the gold plating flake off of me on this particular cap. Now, of course, it's more than likely just from pulling the top cap on and off constantly, which instead of doing that now, I actually just go ahead and I just take this part off and just kind of pop it off, and then go ahead and drip my juice accordingly. So that's one way to keep it from flaking, but yeah, I mean, obviously the build quality is not bad on this, but I can assume that the build quality is nowhere near what the original actually is. So as you can see, I have a dual coil build on here. They do have Phillips head screws on here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the build that I put on here. Let me just grab my ohm meter here. Let's see what my build came out to. Guessing around 0.7, 0.8. And, oh, 0.66. It was actually a little bit lower than I expected. But that's actually kind of where I sort of wanted it, just so I can use it properly with this DNA 30 device. So let's go ahead and at this time screw it on our DNA 30. And let's make sure that The coils are firing and firing evenly. There you go. Coils are firing evenly. It's looking good. One more little test fire. Boom. Beautiful. Now, I wish I would have gotten to the rebuild portion for you guys so you could take a look at that, but unfortunately the camera just did not want to do that. So you guys get to be in the fun little wicking part. So I'm going to be using Japanese cotton, just in these little pads. Now with these Japanese cotton sheets, there's no need to boil these. There's no pesticides on them. They really haven't been treated. It's just pure organic cotton. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, so I'm going to cut just a few little slivers off of here. So let's go ahead and... Now you don't really have to cut much off these pads because this cotton is actually really, really thick. So there's really no need to cut an exuberant, a big piece off of it. So there's one. Let's get to number 2. It should be right around where I had the other one. Ooh, 3D there for you. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So like I was saying, these little pieces are really, really thick, so you really don't need that much. And yeah, that's about right. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the first one here. I do kind of like to flatten it out a bit. And then just kind of roll one side a little bit of a point so I can get it in here real easy. Sort of dampen it down a little bit so we can get that tip in better. Okay, so let's go ahead and start wicking the first coil. Okay, perfect. About what you want right there. So let's go ahead and take our scissors. I'm going to clip about this much off here. And then off of this side about to here. Alright, perfect. Alright, so let's do the same thing for the other side. Again, I'll just kind of expand it out a little bit. And then start getting one of these tail ends here a bit smaller so I can actually go ahead and stick that wick in. Stick. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this one in. I'm trying to do it on camera, so it's a little bit more difficult. Okay. Alright, I'm going to move this piece of cotton out of the way. I'm going to be doing some cutting. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut this side as well too. Do it again to about there. And this side to about there. I gotta get some better scissors here soon. Okay, so either way, you see how it works. Now, one thing that is very important on this build is that you actually have juice to put on this with you. So hold on one moment while I get the juice. Hold on for one more day. I love living. Hold on for one more day. Break free from the cigarette chain. Did you guys hear that little song I was singing for you just now? Yeah, I bet you did. Okay, so now we do have juice. Just shaking up the bottle a little bit. This is going to be a juice that I'll be reviewing here soon from a White Label Juice Company. This is going to be the, I'm going to do some of the Hawaiian punch. Yes, I'm taking a quick vape. Okay. Actually, I'm just vaping on a K-Fun right now. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we're going to take this juice. We're going to go ahead and wick it up. I'm going to soak it up real nice. I'm actually going to use this as kind of the guiding tool for the wicks here. Let's go ahead and just wick this up here real good. This is a 100% VG juice, so it may take a little bit longer to go ahead and wick. That's alright. I'm just going to stick this tail in, obviously. Get it in there nice and smooth. Now, one thing about this is you want to try your best to not block these posts. Because I know you can't see it, you may be able to, but right in there and right in there is where the airflow kicks in, which I'll show you once we put in the top cap. There is airflow going through those posts. So let's go ahead and just push that in there. We'll put a, oh geez, my cat is doing acrobatics next to me right now. Alright, so I'll make sure that they're not blocked. Beautiful. Alright, let's do the same for the other side. By the way, sorry if this is completely boring, but you know what? I'm just showing you what I do. It's a little bit slower because I'm obviously doing it on camera, but it's fine. Things I do for you guys. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this tail in again. I think this tail came out a little bit longer than the other one, but really not that bad. And just stick this one right below. Okay. That's going to about do it. Make sure that that airflow is not blocked. Try to get in a little bit closer to see. Yeah, you can kind of see it, but of course my camera's going, there you go. See right there? Right there. You can see that extra airflow that's here. Alright, so let's juice it up a little bit more. Juicy, juicy. Right on this side. All nice and saturated here. We'll get some right now. Yes, kitty. I'm recording a video. Do you want to be in the video? Well, too bad he can't be in it right now. Maybe in a little bit. Okay. Alright, so we should be all juiced up, ready to go. Let's go ahead and, let's see. It's telling me 0.6. I'm going to go ahead and just crank it up. Let's go ahead and crank up this bad boy to 30 watts. Oh, and a cat has jumped onto my chair. Awesome. Alright, so let's see how it fires. Ooh, wait a minute. Just get this out of the way. Literally one of my new kittens, yes, we have kittens now, is playing with my butt while I'm doing this. This is just awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire up. Of course, the air conditioning turns on right away. Oh, jeez. Boom. Working perfectly at 30 watts on this device. Alright, so let's go ahead and take her up to regular view and let's show her how you vape. Let's show her how she vapes, or show you guys how she vapes. Whatever. And how could I forget that I actually need to put the top cap on this device and show you how the other airflow works as well too. So, as you can see, you have the 3 holes here, What I like to do is make sure that they're right in the center there. And there you go. So you got airflow there, you've got airflow there, airflow there, airflow there. Now, I can see the coil right in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, and I don't know if it's going to focus. And of course it's not going to focus. But yeah, I do see the coil is right in front of the air channel. You can kind of see it there a little bit. Alright, so now let's take it up and show you how I have a kitten that wanted to get on camera real quick. Say hello, kitty. Oh, say hello. Oh, see, there we go. It's a real squirrely kitty right now. So let me put her outside real quick. Okay. Oh, and you know what? Maybe I should put on my my microphone, my headphones as well. I know you guys can hear me, but yeah, and I know you guys are annoyed by the the headphones. But you know, so what? It's how I like to do the reviews. And yeah, sorry for my. Oh, look at this! Ooh, I've got tattoos. I've got tattoos. Anyways, you guys, so let's go ahead and vape this sucker. Ended up being at a 0.60. It's at 30 watts. Not quite as high of a resistance as I wanted to go. But, you know, for this device, which I use it a lot, this is going to be perfect. So this is going to be at about 30 watts. It's going to equate to about, what, 4.5, 4.6 volts, something like that. Yeah, 4.5. That's what it says on here. So let's show you how it vapes. Whew. Plenty of airflow. Ugh. Couldn't take that big of a hit right then, because even with that being yeah, 6 milligram right there, it's still pretty harsh. This needs some more time to steep because this is tasting completely florally. Okay, so let's go ahead and do pros and cons. The pros: build deck, very easy to build on this deck. The airflow on here is exceptional. The fact that you can do a single coil and a dual coil on here. The airflow on the top, excellent. Cons of this device, or actually one more pro, the adjustable airflow on the top and on the sides as well too. So you can do the single, the dual coil, and my dog just walked in. And also just being able to adjust the top by literally just turning your drip tip. That's a pretty cool feature. The only con that I really have on this was the gold plating. The gold plating, I think, in my opinion, should be stronger. I mean, it didn't take very long at all for it to just start flaking off. It seems to be doing fine on the deck. It's perfectly fine on the deck. It's just on the sides where the cap goes on and off. It just seems to not do very well. So overall, what do I give it? I really like it. I really like it. I think it's one of the best strippers that I have used personally. And this is the clone version of it from Tobacco. I got this. Oh, another pro. The price. When I bought this, it was $19.99, which is, I think, for the features of the Satomizer, the ease of use, I think it's a steal of a deal. I know that the original goes for quite a bit more, but I would be very interested in doing a side-by-side with an original version of this as well too, just to see how they kind of compare. I know you can get them for cheaper now. Of course, you can get them out of China for like, you know, $8-10. But they also do come in different colors as well too. I know there's a black. I know there's a white. I know there's a gold. I know there's a brass one, all brass one, which really, no. Definitely don't go there. So overall, this gets a very, very high recommendation for me. I would like to see a little bit better of a build quality on it as far as the gold plating. But besides that, if you can deal with it flaking off of the edges, but not on the deck, it seems to be fine on the deck. We'll see over time how that goes. I mean, I think it's a steal of a deal. So that's it. That's the Plume Veil clone from Tobacco. Oh, hold on. So that's it. That's the review. I do hope you found that information helpful. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. And of course, vape now, vape proud.